David Menzies for Rebel News here at Eglinton Park in Midtown Toronto. Well, folks, when it comes to the monkey bars, the City of Toronto is not monkeying around anymore. And the same goes for the swings and other playground equipment, the slides, and for that matter, baseball diamonds, basketball courts, sports fields, off-leash dog parks. The city is sick and tired of people breaking the social distancing regulations of not congregating and not keeping at least 2 meters apart. So yesterday they issued an order. They are closing all the playgrounds, and that's in terms of those playgrounds that they are able to fence off and lock down. Others, they are ordering people off, and if you decide you're still going to play at the playground, you might risk a fine of up to $5,000. It's the ongoing battle against the coronavirus as the city is now toughening up its approach on, basically those businesses that are non-essential that continue to open. You know, I'm of two minds of this. You know, there are thousands of kids out on what is now an incredibly extended March break, and they're cooped up in the house. They must want to get out and just do something, do anything. And yet, by the same token, if we're serious about flattening the curve, if we don't want to become another Italy or New York State, these very tough measures have to be taken, I think. In any event, let's see if the City of Toronto is having success with its tough talking in terms of the citizens obeying the new rules. Well, folks, I'm now at the baseball diamond at Eglinton Park, and pretty much deserted. There are a couple of guys tossing the ball around. They are definitely more than 2 meters apart from each other. But again, technically, under the new mandate of the city, they're not supposed to be here. However, I don't see any police or bylaw officers, so I guess they can play until they see law enforcement come, and then it's time to steal home. Hey guys, I'm just out looking at the compliance. Evidently the city is supposedly shutting all the parks down today, and off-leash parks, baseball diamonds, and yet I see you guys out here. What do you think about the city's mandate? Do you think it's an overreaction maybe?
I actually wasn't aware that they were shutting down the parks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's fair enough. I don't see any signage actually saying that they're shut down.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. This isn't really an off-leash park anyway. It's kind of like, I mean, everyone's off-leash obviously, but it's not a dog park.
Okay.
I don't know. It's just like, what is it? It's just like a baseball diamond or something?
It looks like the outfield, center field, I guess.
People like play soccer and stuff here, I think.
Yeah. Technically, the city's saying that this is off limits as of, I think, midnight last night. But it looks like there's a hefty number of dog enthusiasts here. What do you think of the mandate?
I don't have an opinion right now. I'm not sure whether to lean one way or another, but things are pretty good as they are right now, I guess.
Now, if evidently the fines can be as high as $5,000 for non-compliance, so if you saw a police officer or a bylaw enforcement officer roll up, what do you do?
Well, I would think that, if they were to actually pursue that, that would be a bit heavy-handed of them.
Well, folks, I'm at Tommy Flynn Playground, and I can tell you it's virtually deserted. I've been here for a while, and I haven't seen a single child using the playground equipment. But by the same token, if these playgrounds are indeed closed off, you'd think there would be signage. Instead, I've seen one solitary sign, and it basically says that the playground equipment is not sanitized and to use at your own risk. Maybe it's a matter of the city not having the time to get the playground closed signage up in time. But for now, kind of a mixed message being sent. Well, I'm back at the baseball diamond, and the two fellows playing catch have departed. But as you can see behind me, there's a congregation of dog owners. I'm not sure all of them are respecting the 2 meter rule. And this is certainly the kind of thing I know that the Fire Chief Matthew Pegg, who's also acting as the head of emergency services, hates to see. This is a way, allegedly, that the virus can spread. And but again, unless you're going to enforce this rule, obviously you can't depend on people to be on the honor system. They're going to take it upon themselves to bend or break the rules and get out there and who knows, perhaps spread the contagion or not. Well, there you have it, folks, here at Eglinton Park. I would say the compliance rate is pretty high, aside from the congregation of dog walkers. Most people are staying off the soccer fields, the baseball diamonds, the playground here. Again, it's a shame. It's a beautiful spring day in Toronto, and I'm sure there are people, especially children, going stir crazy. But this is the new abnormal, and we're just going to have to wait this out until the old-fashioned normal comes back again. In the meantime, I would suggest, though, that if the city is serious about shutting down these parks, and maybe they just haven't gone around to it, they, at the very least, should put up signage saying that the parks and the fields are closed, because obviously some of the people here had no idea about that. For Rebel News, I'm David the Menzoid Menzies. Hey folks, as you know, Rebel News doesn't accept a penny of government funding, nor would we take it if it were offered. We depend on you, our viewers, and I know this isn't the best time to ask for a donation, but I must ask nevertheless, if you can help us, please go to our new website, helprebelnews.com, that's helprebelnews.com, and contribute whatever you can so that we can continue to bring you the other side of the story.